Oh, all
Okay.
right, we're live now. Dad, how's it going?
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing,
I'm
Sunny
doing
girl?
good.
Huh?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Wow. I talked to you many times this week, but last week, but I haven't seen you. That's the first time I see you in a week.
I know, but I'm
What's
good.
going
I'm
on?
coming tomorrow,
I
so
know you're coming tomorrow. Oh wow.
yeah.
Look, we are doing things like we've never done before. You know that, and I owe this to you. You are spearheading it, and we've never done things like this before. I mean, look, I know science, I know wine, but I know a little music because I played music, but I don't know much about musicians or groups or anything like that. And you're bringing them in, man.
Oh,
Okay, this is now, we have this new place that we created. We call it the Diari Event Center,
hmm.
among other names. We call it the Wine Garden. We don't call it the Taj. We call it the Center Stage, and or other names. I don't know. We didn't settle on one name, but it's a beautiful place with a
Really?
gorgeous stage. And we have not used the stage from the beginning.
Yeah.
And now what are we doing? Tell them
Well,
what we're doing. Tell them.
we're starting this. Well, so we're doing a lot of stuff. We have Grace Kelly coming in on August 28th for like a big
Who
performance.
is Grace Kelly, for God's sake?
She is an amazingly talented young musician. She's a jazz musician. She plays the saxophone and she also sings, and she has
Wow,
amazing,
singing and playing the sax.
yeah,
Wow, it's a
not at the same time.
contradiction.
Not at
When
the
does
same
she
time.
have the time between playing the sax and also singing? I
So
mean,
yeah,
I know you play the violin and sing.
I do.
I
But
don't know how you do that. And now you're doing it all together, huh?
yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder how what's her name? Kelly,
Grace
Grace
Kelly.
Kelly can play the sax and sing. You think she can do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's humanly possible.
Okay.
I know that there's like some sort of air breathing technique that you can like, I don't know actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. So but yeah, you can sing. I feel like there is some sort of technique where you can sing with two voices or something.
You can sing and play a sax?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm
Huh?
not sure. Well, maybe one of you guys knows, you people out there. You can enlighten us. Um, so yeah, so we're starting to have music every weekend actually now, in the summertime, because why not? So we've been reaching out to local bands, and um we have like this Saturday we have a nice band coming, and then we have it's going to be some live jazz music, and then on Sunday we have a woman who has she runs a boutique, a clothing boutique, and she's going to come and like open up her boutique like in our tasting room, so people can look at beautiful dresses while they sip wine, and so that's really cool too.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Taste a Go-Go food truck that have a new menu, and I'm really excited to try some of the stuff.
I think you know what? I think what we should do is pair a wine with a dress. What do you
Yeah,
think of? Yeah, I mean, we pair wine with food. We've been pairing wine with plays. Remember, we were doing it for a while with the Berkeley
yes.
Rep, and then with the what do you call this theater company in Sacramento? Uh,
Capital Stage.
Capital Stage. Yes, we paired wine with the plays that they perform. You know, they're opening up. Captain Stage is opening up.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so on Saturday we're gonna have music for those of you who want to come. We're gonna have music from around 12 to around 3, and we're having a duet called Sac City Little Big Band. Some of you may have heard of them. They're usually they play with like a full band, but that's a little too intense for wine tasting. So we're gonna just keep it nice and peaceful um, on Saturday. And then the following week, I'm really excited about that Saturday too, because we have a pianist coming, and that should be exciting too. But anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. What are we doing today, Dad?
Okay, well, what we're doing, we're going to the last Winethology kit consisted of summer wines.
Mhm.
And the summer wines that we had in the kit was a Sauvignon Blanc, a Rosé, and then a sparkling Rosé, which was the first time that I made a sparkling Rosé, and then an unusual wine, a chilled red wine that I call Summer Breeze. Now, Summer Breeze we've been making for years, and most people that come to our tasting room have seen Summer Breeze and have tasted Summer Breeze, but it's kind of unusual to have a red, a chilled red wine. It's unusual in California, but it's quite common in the old world. And the whole idea, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to focus, okay? That's something that it's difficult for me to do. I want to focus and see. I mentioned four wines, and the most exciting one I think is the sparkling rosé, the bubbly rosé, because I only made it one time in my whole career as a winemaker. All the other wines I made them many times, and it's really very unusual the way a sparkling rosé is made. First of all, uh, as they call it in the old world, they call it champagne. We know everybody knows what a champagne is, because champagne is a celebratory wine. It's a celebratory beverage, and they drink champagne in New Year's Eve, right? And I
Yes.
wonder why. Can you guess why?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because because it's a celebration and bubbly
It's a
is
celebration. Huh?
exciting and
What
light.
makes it a celebration? The rosé, a bubbly rosé, or not a rosé, actually a champagne is a white, a sparkling white wine.
Yeah.
And so, what makes it celebratory? I think that it costs a little more money to make it.
I think maybe
First of all, yeah,
it's the bubbles.
and it's very special. I mean, look, let's face it. I mean, it's not a Coca-Cola, okay? Well, where it's it's first of all, it retains the carbonation much longer than a bubbly uh, uh, soda pop,
Hmm.
okay? It retains its bubbles. And why does it retain its bubbles? I
I
mean,
have no
why can't
idea.
they make a Coca-Cola that then the bubbles stay for a long time, for hours, and you make you pop open a bottle of champagne. Now, I'm not supposed to call it a champagne. You understand? Champagne is a wine that is produced in Champagne, and rightly so. you know it's the name of a place, and I think that we shouldn't take this away from the people that live there and produce their wines there and invented it, really. you know why should we take it away from them?
Okay, but
Uh,
Dad, the bubbles. Why do tell us more about the bubbles and
well,
why?
the bubbles, the way they come, actually, when you're making wine, normally, when you're making wine, the process is you take the yeast, and what the yeast it's a living organism that the yeast can take sugar and break it down. It breaks it down to alcohol and carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the bubbles. Okay, so the yeast takes it, and when you're making wine, when I'm making wine, red wine, any wine, uh, what I see after the fermentation begins, I look at the top of the tank, and what do I see? I see foam. And this is the yeast is working and breaking down the sugar, creating alcohol and carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide is rising to the top. And I see as a top of foam on top of the wine, the fermenting wine. Now, so people, they thought about it and they said, "Oh my God, look, okay, let me continue." In a red wine, after a while, after the fermentation is completed, all the carbon dioxide will just go away. Okay, now if you leave any sugar in the wine and you're not thinking about it and you put it in a bottle and some yeast survives and gets into the bottle, you starts continuing to create carbon dioxide in the bottle. And then when you pop open a bottle of red wine, if you're leaving, let's say, 0.5% of sugar in the wine, not a lot of sugar. So 0.5% of sugar may create a little bit of bubbles, and then you pop open the wine and you taste the red wine, and then it's bubbly. So you say, "Oh my God, what happened here? How come it's bubbly?" Well, it's really a defect. You shouldn't have this in a red wine unless you do it purposely. Okay, red wine, a dry red wine, you should not leave any sugar behind, and then you should ferment the wine all the way through to the end. And then when you put it in a bottle, there's no way, you're gonna make any you're gonna create any bubbles. Okay, am I confusing?
No, no, that's really cool and it's clear. And actually, so are you saying that because the alcohol, because the sugar is continuing to turn into carbon dioxide, is that why the bubbly continues to stay bubbly after you open it? Why
Well,
is that?
no, not naturally. During when you bottle the wine, and
Yeah.
this is a red one, that not you didn't do it purposely, okay?
Oh, no, no,
And
no. That's not
when
what
you
I'm asking.
bottle the wine, listen, when you bottle the wine and it has some sugar in it, and if you did not remove all the yeast out, the yeast is still in the bottle, and this little amount of sugar, the yeast will go after the sugar and it will break it down and it will create bubbles. And then so you open a red bottle of wine, and maybe it probably happened. People that drink wine, they drink wine all the time. They probably happen to them that they open a bottle of red wine, and it's not like a champagne that it's bubbles, over well. This is, just a little fizzy. I mean, sometimes you can hardly detect it, and maybe you have to be an expert to detect it. But it's there. So, but it happens by accident. All right. Now, going back now to the sparkling wine,
Hmm.
and the sparkling wine, you can make it in two ways. Okay. You can make it like you make Coca Cola, meaning uh, you go and you make your wine. let's say you're not making like I did a rosé, but you're making a white sparkling wine. And so you take the white wine, let's say Chardonnay, and this is most white champagnes are made from Chardonnay. And you take the Chardonnay and then you carbonate it, okay? Like when you go to a bar, you know, they on tap, they make a drink for you, and then they have on tap, they have the soda, they put the soda on top of the drink. And so this is carbonation. What they do, they have a cylinder of carbon dioxide under pressure, and they connect it with the liquid water, and they carbonate it online, and they keep it chilled so that the carbonation will stay. And so they know, and on tap, they fill the glass with soda. Okay, so instead of making it with water, you take wine, and you take the wine and you carbonate the wine, and then you bottle it. Okay, so this is the basic way, the more modern way, the new world way of making a sparkling wine. All right. The old world way is complicated. What they do, and this is in Champagne, actually to call a wine champagne, first of all, it's got to be made in Champagne. And Champagne is a wine region in France. And what they do, they ferment the wine, not just, they take white wine, like Chardonnay, okay, and they ferment it down to, let's say, 2 or 3 or 4% sugar. Then, with this amount of sugar, they put it in a bottle. They bottle it with this amount of sugar with special corks. And they continue the fermentation in the bottle because there's some sugar left. Are you there? I got to see your face. See, I lose my enthusiasm when I don't see her face.
Here's my face.
Okay. All right. So where was I? You remember?
Yeah, you were saying that.
I was telling you how they make champagne in Champagne. Okay. So they ferment the Chardonnay down to about 2, 3, 4, 5% sugar. I don't know exactly what. And oh my God, I see another face here.
Yeah, I'm trying. Wait, okay, so here's what I want to do is
Yeah.
because somebody raised their hand.
Oh,
So
they did.
yeah,
Okay.
so let's see if I can do this.
Okay.
I've never done this before.
Okay.
I don't know if it's working. Okay,
Okay.
continue. I'll do it later.
Okay. All right. So I was telling you they leave that amount of sugar in the wine, and then they bottle the wine. This is a Chardonnay, and they continue. Oh wow! Look at that! Now
Hi.
we have a guest. Her name is Marjorie Coyne.
Hi,
Have we
Marjorie.
met before, Marjorie?
Yes. Am I
Yes.
unmuted?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're
Yes.
unmuted. No, we can
You're
hear you now.
unmuted. Yes. Yes. Yeah. At your winery, we love your wine, and my parents are here and my sister, and we're just like listening to you guys talk, and it's very entertaining and educational.
Well, thank you so much. We're so
Absolutely.
glad. Did you have a question?
Well, no, your dad was saying that your face was gone and that you need somebody there so he's enthusiastic. And I said, we're enthusiastic right here. You can't see us, but we are very enthusiastic.
Yay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Going. Sure.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, hi all of you, and thanks for being here with us. We appreciate your enthusiasm.
Okay.
Hello. Hi.
Oh.
All right, Dad, continue, please.
Okay, so all right, so they take this wine with a residual sugar and they put it in bottles, and then they close it, and the fermentation continues in the bottle. Okay, so there is the sugar in the bottle. The yeast love the sugar, breaks down the sugar and makes more alcohol, and it makes carbon dioxide. Now, but this carbon dioxide stays in the bottle. And here's Margaret, she's leaving, she's going home. Uh, so why? It's late. It's 20 after 5. So in any case, the carbon dioxide continues being produced inside the bottle. And then since it gets produced by the yeast and it's not artificially pumped into the wine, it will disperse itself more evenly in the wine, and it will not escape when you pour it out of the bottle. It will not go and escape in, and just leave the liquid in a hurry. It's going to stay there longer.
Wow.
So this is the way real champagne is made. All right, now while in the New World we cannot make a wine like this and call it a champagne, we can do exactly what the people in the old world are doing, namely not continue the fermentation to the end, stop, in like when the fermentation goes 90%, put the wine in the bottle and continue the fermentation in the bottle. I mean, there's no reason why we should be able to do it. And now in the old world, they call it method champagnoise, which is, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's a method to make champagne. And in this manner.
Yeah.
Yeah, finishing the fermentation in the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you have to be really careful. You have to know what you're doing when you do this. You need to know what you're doing, because if you leave too much sugar, what do you think is going to happen?
What?
Look, what is it? The more the sugar, the more carbon dioxide you're going to produce, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And
Okay.
this carbon dioxide is going to stay in the bottle.
Yeah. Oh, it's
It's
gonna
not like having
explode.
a big tank and then, it's fermenting and it's open to the atmosphere and the carbon dioxide is going to escape. This is going to stay in the bottle.
So
So
to explode?
it's like a bomb. Yeah. It's like a Molotov cocktail.
So you can't put too much sugar in it then.
You cannot leave too much. You got to know what you're doing. Yeah. And you got to measure. Now, don't ask me because I don't, I made this wine, the bubbly rosé, a sparkling rosé, but I didn't make it by method champagnoise. I made it the simple way. Okay, I mean, there's always a learning curve, right? I mean, this is my first one. I mean, you don't expect me to go all the way, and I got to learn.
Yeah.
It takes a step by step. Okay, this is the first step, but it turned out to be really magnificent.
Yeah.
And I decided to make it a sparkling rosé rather than a white wine, because I think that it fits. I don't make uh, any other white wine other than Sauvignon Blanc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't make a Chardonnay. And I don't know how a Sauvignon Blanc, sparkling Sauvignon Blanc is going to be. It's usually, a an aromatic white is not used for making a sparkling wine. It could be very nice too. Okay, I'm taking it back. Not champagne. Champagne, they don't make champagne from Sauvignon Blanc, but there are other countries in Europe, in the old world, that they make sparkling white wines. And I think that some of these countries may use uh, a, an aromatic white wine as a base to make the champagne.
Hmm.
All right. So did you get it? Or I confused the issue. Okay, now I'm going to pop this open.
Can you do it? Can you do it in front of us? I want to see it.
All right. Wow. It's not easy. Woo, woo, woo. Did you hear? Oh, I love it. Okay, I don't have a champagne glass, unfortunately. I don't have a champagne glass. So
Okay.
you will excuse me. I mean, look, I have champagne glasses in the tasting room, but I'm at the winery here, and I only have wine glasses. So I'm going to pour. Now, the way you do it, you don't pour all like this. You see, you create a lot of foam. So what you do, you pour slowly, and you here, you see? Okay, so you contain the bubbles. And now, okay, if you start swirling it, you're getting rid of the bubbles, and you don't want to do that, right? Okay, so you don't do that. You smell, oh, wow, it smells so good. Okay. Okay, so now look, when you make a rosé, I mean, there's the tradition. And the tradition in rosé is made in a region, it was created, it was invented in a region in France, and it's Rhone, southern Rhone. And there, the grapes that they grow there are Syrah and Grenache. So the rosés are made basically from Syrah and Grenache. Now, you may ask me, now I'm digressing, now I'm going from bubbly rosé to rosé. Okay, there are no bubbles in rosé. You don't have bubbles. So the varieties that are traditionally used in making rosé, and this is my rosé, and you see the color. And so the varieties that go into making rosé are traditionally they are Syrah and Grenache. So what I do, I also make my rosés from Syrah and Grenache. But this is to go along with the old world style, the traditional style. Now, I also like to innovate. So on top of the Syrah and Grenache, I put some of the other varieties that I grow. So what do I grow? I grow Tempranillo. So I put some Tempranillo in it. I grow I grow Zinfandel. I put some Zinfandel in it. Okay, and I like Primitivo. I put some Primitivo in it. So my rosé usually have maybe 5 components, but the Syrah and the Grenache are the major components. Now you may ask me, so how do you make the rosé? How do you keep the color like this? And these are all red varieties. So how do you keep the color to be pink and not to be red? Syrah has a lot of color, has an intense ruby red color. How do you avoid this? Well, it's very simple. All the color is concentrated on the skin, in the skin. So now, and the juice usually doesn't have any color. So the color comes to the red wine by soaking the skins in the juice while you're fermenting. So you're fermenting the whole berry with the skin. So as the fermentation proceeds, more color is extracted into the wine. All right, now when I make rosé, what I do, I only keep the skins for a short time in the juice. Like in the case of Syrah that has a lot of color in the skin, I may keep the skins for a few hours in the juice. And Grenache that has less color, I can keep it maybe a day. And the way then I remove the skins
How do
right
you
away.
do that? Do you do that with the press?
Actually, actually, no, I don't. If I first remove the skins, I remove the skins using a screen. Okay, it's simple. I take, I I crush, I destem. I take the clusters, I remove the stems, I crush the grapes, the berries, and then they stay in the juice. The skins stay in the juice for a short while, could be a few hours or a day. And then I will take it and pass it through a screen, remove the skins, and return them back to the wine and keep the juice and ferment the juice. This is the way rosé is made. And I make each variety separately. Like I have a Syrah rosé, I have a Grenache rosé, I have a Zin rosé, I have a Tempranillo rosé, etc. And then I ferment them separately. And then after they're all fermented, I go back and I start blending them, and I blend them in a make a blend that will appeal to me taste wise and will look good.
Is there an ideal taste and smell that you're trying to achieve when you blend, when you make a rosé? And if so, what is it?
Yes, I am trying to achieve. I am first of all, I this a red wine has certain different uh, different red varieties have characteristic flavors that are identifiable. Like a Syrah will have more of an earthy, smoky, savory flavor, and you can smell it. Okay, so what I want, when I make a Syrah rosé, it takes some of the flavor from the skins, not all of it. So it will have a little bit of this kind of an aroma and flavor that is more savory. Now, when I make a Grenache rosé, the Grenache rosé will be more fruity and will be more herbal. Now, when I make a Zin rosé, it will be more fruity, more dark fruity. And if I make a Tempranillo rosé, and this is the idea that you are you are taking, you're making a wine. When you're making a rosé, you're making a wine that's is somewhere between a white wine and a red wine. Okay, it's not a red wine. Rosé doesn't taste like a red wine, and it's not like a white wine. White wines are usually they're a lot more aromatic and very fruity aromas, and the rosé may have more of a savory or herbal aroma. Okay, and very characteristic. I mean, if you close your eyes, if somebody gives you a glass of wine and you don't see the color. And it's very, very interesting to run an experiment like this in a party. And you tie the person's eyes, you pour him a glass of wine and say, and give it to him, and they taste, and you ask them, what are you tasting? What do you think? They're going to find it? They're going to tell you?
Well, I mean, I bet they can tell you whether it's a rosé or a white or a red, maybe.
Yeah, okay. Well, this is the beginning. Okay.
Yeah.
In the beginning, okay, that's what you're going to ask. Is this a white wine? Is it a rosé one? Or is it a red one? How many people do you think are going to find out?
I don't know.
Not many, I can assure
No?
you. No, when I was in the food business, I was the director of R&D at Belmonte. And we used to have a group of people that did sensory evaluation. You know, sensory evaluation is, when you're creating a new food, you want people to taste it and you want to get some feedback about how this food tastes or how it looks or how it feels in your mouth. This is very important to get a a group of people express their opinion, and you want to make this in a very objective way. So sometimes you don't want to prejudice people, and you do this in an environment like in a dark room. Okay, you put a person in a dark room or with some colored light, because in completely dark room they're not going to see, but if you put a colored light, then they're not going to know. Are you drinking wine?
No. No, I'm drinking a little bit of juice, but
Okay, all right.
yeah, I don't drink wine straight from
Okay,
the bottle.
so look,
Not
when I was getting into is one time we decided, we wanted to test how people can perceive, people, they drink beverages, carbonated beverages, okay? And we took three of the most popular carbonated beverages, and like a cola, we took a lemony carbonated beverage, and another one. I don't remember what it was. And the three of them, they look very different. I mean, if I poured it to you, in daylight, and you see what it is, you're gonna say, "Oh, this is 7-Up, or this is a Coke, or some kind of a cola." Okay, you're gonna know, or this is tea. You're gonna before you taste it, you're gonna know what it is. Now, if you put them in a room where there is the light is colored, and you're gonna give them 7-Up, or you're gonna give them three different beverages, and you're gonna tell them these beverages are, it's a Coke, it's a 7-Up, and it's a carbonated tea.
or
Okay,
like a
tell
Fanta.
me which one is which. Do you think that they're going to find it?
Some of them,
Some of them. Give me a percent.
50? 50?
Let's say 50%.
Yeah,
So 50% are not going to be able to tell the difference.
I think so.
That's
Yeah,
very significant.
I know.
And that's what happens. More than 50%. So what's happening is they are really tasting with their eyes.
Yeah.
And you remove the sense of vision, of seeing what they're tasting, they cannot identify it unless they get some training.
Or some people have like just really, really like good, they have a good taste buds, some people do.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now let's go back to the bubbly rosé.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was waiting for you to take a sip.
Okay. I'll take a sip. I'm dying to take a sip. I, I'm putting so much energy. I need to energize myself. I had a rough day today. Okay. So now this is the bubbly rosé, and you still have the bubbles. You see, you still have the bubbles. And now oh, it smells so good. The bubbles are still here. Okay, it's warm. I mean, it's not room temperature. I would say, I don't have a thermometer here to check it. I would say it's probably 65 degrees, 60, 65 degrees. And room temperature, it's very warm here. It's probably 75. Okay. So, but it's still very bubbly. I mean, it tingles. I put it in my mouth, and it still has the bubbles are still here, which doesn't happen with a carbonated beverage, even though it's carbonated to a higher level than what I'm carbonating this. So I don't know, maybe I'm brainwashed, because I I really feel a quality in this wine that is celebratory. It's a quality, that is special. Okay. It's not like, any wine. This has to be a, it has to be a special event, I'm looking for a special event, like, I don't know, a birthday or getting together, for oh, it's my birthday this
I
week.
know.
Oh my God, I forgot. I want to forget about my birthday.
I remembered. We have to
Huh?
celebrate both of our birthdays together.
Yeah, yeah. Both of our birthdays are within a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah,
You were born first, and then I was born
that's right.
several years before.
Okay, so
Okay,
anyway,
so
celebratory.
yeah. So what am I going to do with this bottle? I think I'm going to take it home to Ima.
Will you take it home and I'll come tomorrow, I'll come and drink it with you.
Come on now. I'm not going to keep it there. Ima and I are going to drink it. I'll open another bottle when you come tomorrow.
All right.
Okay. So what else do we do?
Well, did you wanna taste any other wines?
Okay,
Oh,
now I got
actually,
to
we
tell
also
you.
we have some questions. Oh yeah. So yes, Marjorie wants to know about our birthdays. So my birthday was on the 11th and my dad's birthday is on the 26th. So he's a Leo. And his birthday is coming up this next week.
So your birthday happened already on the 11th.
Right.
Well, we never celebrated it because you ran away.
Well, we're gonna celebrate it.
Okay.
We'll celebrate it. We can celebrate it this weekend or something.
Is Chris coming?
No, but Nico's coming.
Nico's coming. Okay, great. Okay.
Yeah, so do you have what's the next wine that we're trying?
Okay, well, I mean, I have three more
Actually,
wines. I don't have time.
can I make a request? Can I make a
Yes,
request?
yes.
So I want you to taste the Summer Breeze. Is that okay? Because I really like it's one of my favorite wines and it's a really popular wine. Like a
It
lot
is
of
very,
people, it's their favorite wine and it won a double gold um
yeah.
recently and so I just think it's a really special wine and also I don't know a lot of like wineries around here that make a chilled red. So
No,
I
I don't either. Uh,
Jennifer says,
in the old world, they do make a chilled red wine, and it's called a Beaujolais.
yeah.
And it's called a Beaujolais. And what the reason that I can make a chilled red wine. What happens when you chill a wine? You're depressing the boiling point. I mean, the aromatic components in a wine, they have a lower boiling point. And so when you're pouring the wine into a glass and you're swirling the glass, so you're getting, even though it could be, it's not boiling, nothing is boiling. Each chemical has a vapor pressure, what they call a vapor pressure, that will allow some of the liquid to become vapor, and you're going to be able to smell it. So the lower the boiling point of these aromatics, the more you're going to be able to perceive them in your nose. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and this is why, now let me open this, and this is why the shape of a glass, of a wine glass, it is what it is. It has a narrow top. It has a wider bottom. Okay, look at the glass. Okay, and it has this diameter is smaller than this diameter, and you wonder why does a wine glass has this shape? It has this shape for a reason, and it's not just aesthetic. And the reason is that you want, when you take the wine and you swirl it around, some of the aromatics are going to come to the headspace, and you want to contain them. You don't want them to just go into the air. If you had made the glass like a martini glass, where the large diameter and it comes like an inverted pyramid, and so you won't smell anything. And so this will contain the smell and you can smell it. Okay, so what's that got to do with this wine now? Well, it has a lot to do with the wine because you want to smell a wine, even if it's a red wine. Okay, a white wine, naturally, it will be more aromatic, but a red wine usually is less aromatic. That's why you like to drink it at a higher temperature. Now, in making this wine, Summer Breeze, I chose red. I made this wine from wines that are specifically red wines that are aromatic. Like Zin is very aromatic, so I have Zin here. Primitivo is very aromatic. I have Primitivo here. Barbera is aromatic. I have it here. So these are the three major components of Summer Breeze. So even after I chill it, I can still perceive the aroma. So this is why it works.
That makes a lot of sense, and I did not know that. That's really interesting. I bet a lot of people didn't know that who are listening. It's not, like it's not something that I really thought about. That when the wine is chilled, it's less
Okay, now
aromatic.
when I'm pouring, I don't know whether you see it, but when I'm pouring it, uh, it doesn't look like it has a lot of color.
Yeah.
Actually, the color is, look at the color. I don't know how well you can see, and this is the rosé.
We can
And
definitely see the difference.
what?
We can definitely see the difference.
There is a difference, but it doesn't look like a it looks more like a Pinot Noir.
Yeah, it will
It
it
doesn't
doesn't.
look like a bold Cabernet or a
Yeah.
bold Syrah, right?
It doesn't have that intense, like concentrated, like deep dark look. It kind of has almost it's not transparent, but it feels almost transparent.
Exactly, exactly. Okay. Ooh, I'm smelling the aroma now. This is not exact. I would like to drink this wine at 45 degrees, 45 to 50 degrees. Not exactly like a white wine. A white wine, I like to drink it at 35 to 40 degrees, more chill. And this wine, a little higher temperature, and a red wine, a well-made red wine, you should drink it at 60 to 65 degrees. You should not drink it at a higher temperature because then you're getting a lot of alcohol.
So how do you achieve the correct temperature for the summer breeze? How do you recommend that we achieve that temperature?
Well, the way to achieve the temperature is to refrigerate. Okay,
Okay.
to refrigerate it, and then you take it out, and maybe in the beginning it's going to be at 35 to 40 degrees, but if you're going to drink a whole bottle, it may take you, I don't know, half an hour to drink a bottle in a group of four people. And so during that time, it warms up. And, because usually the ambient temperature in the room is not going to be 35 to 40 degrees. It'll probably be more like 70 degrees. So in the meantime, it's going to warm up and it will acquire the right temperature that you have to. And you don't, when you take it out of the refrigerator, you don't put it in an ice bucket. Okay, you leave it outside.
Yeah.
And again, depending, how long it's going to take you to drink the wine.
Yeah. So also maybe like if you pour it into the glass, after about 5 or 10 minutes, will it be the right temperature?
Probably will. Yes.
By the way, happy birthday, Neil. So Neil is also a Leo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. When
Neil,
was he born? What day was he born?
the 24th.
The 24th?
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay. Hey, we're 2 days apart, man.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
hi, Jennifer and Neil.
Oh,
Jennifer.
Neil. Oh,
Yeah.
Neil. Okay. Uh, all right, Neil. Yeah, I didn't know that you were born on 2 days before I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should be older than I.
Um, are we gonna, I really want to do a raffle, but we're still
No,
talking
why do a raffle? Why give away wine?
because there's all these amazing people that are with us today that I love. So I want to make
You
a
want to give
fun
them
game
wine?
and give them wine. Yeah. But before we do that, can you tell us more about the summer breeze?
Well, the summer breeze, it's what else can I tell you? We changed the label.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is now the 2017, and we're out of it. We're sold out now. We have a different label, and the new label, it looks like this.
Yeah,
The
but it's
two big lions. And you know who made this logo, new logo?
yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. Okay. Yeah. You came and you say, I don't like this logo. This is little lions. I want big lions.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
you want me to tell you more about summer breeze? Look, summer breeze will taste terrific if you really chill it well. This one I think is more like 60 degrees now. And I think it's a nice wine to drink. I mean, you can drink it, and you can drink it also at room temperature if you want to. But I think that it's made. I think it's made to be drunk chilled. So
yeah, clearly, I mean, you really did make it to be drunk chilled.
yeah.
You
Okay. Now I told you about the rosé. I told you about the champagne. Now, just to not the champagne. I shouldn't call this a champagne. This is really a sparkling rosé. And the sparkling rosé has the same components that this rosé has. Okay, and I told you what they are. Plus, I added some Sauvignon Blanc. I added about, I think, 10% Sauvignon Blanc. It has 35% Grenache, 30% Zin, 17% Syrah, 10% Sauvignon Blanc, and 8% Tempranillo. Now, the reason I added Sauvignon Blanc, I wanted to make it a little more aromatic. And it's really very, I mean, you're not going to be able to identify the Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, uh, you have to be a super genius in your olfactory system to be able to say there is Sauvignon Blanc here. But it really makes a difference. When I put this wine together, it made a huge difference. The fact that I added 10% Sauvignon Blanc, it really made the wine what it is. It gave it an identity.
guess what?
Well,
Jack Haley is also a Leo and he was born on July 25th.
oh my God, 24, 25, 26.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm the youngest.
We're all in the same room here. So many Leos. Are there any other Leos in the house? Please let us know.
Happy birthday, guys.
Yeah, happy birthday. All three of you.
Okay, let's cheers to the
Cheers.
birthday guy.
Yeah, cheers to the birthday boys.
Yeah, on the 21st.
No, the 24th.
This one is so nice. Ooh. Ah, okay, so now, do you have this thing that turns around?
Oh, we have two more Leos in the house. We've got Leslie. Leslie has two more Leos here, August 15th and August 21st. Ooh, that's right on the cusp, the 21st. Is that still a Leo? I didn't know that. That's amazing. Okay. Happy birthday, early birthday to you. I need to work on this wheel for a second. So,
You do that? Okay.
what?
All right. Okay. Now we haven't decided. Now, last week you promised and you didn't deliver.
I know. So, let's do two.
Huh? What?
Can we do two?
Two? Oh my God. I mean, look, what's lost is lost. You can't go back and and compensate for something that you just forgot.
Why not?
Well, if you want to do it, okay.
Um,
Why don't you put it together? Let's see how
okay.
you're going to do it. Are you
All right.
able to put it together?
Yeah, yeah, of course. But while I'm doing that,
Yeah.
is there anything else while I'm doing that, if there's any questions or there's any last thoughts that you want to share with us,
Anything
Dad?
else that, anything else? I think, I want people to come to the tasting room because we're going to have music this week. See, this is, okay, we have two kinds of music. We have our monthly music groups, okay, and then we have our weekly. This is what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to bring in musicians every weekend, and then I will have special concerts, let's say once a month during the season. So this is our third concert that's going to happen on August 28th uh, with
Grace
uh,
Kelly.
with Grace Kelly, and so I want to be sold out. I'm getting there. I want to be sold out. So I want people, those that are around here that are watching it, I can guarantee that they're going to have a great time. And then, now this is the last performance that we're going to have in the season. And then the next year we're going to plan ahead, and we're going to have every month, we're going to have a performance starting in May. So we're going to have 6 shows next year. And then, but at least once a week, or either Saturday or a Sunday, we're going to have music in the tasting room. And
Yes.
we're starting now right away. We're starting with this weekend. What's the groups? The SAC,
Hold on.
Little Big.
Yeah, it's the Sac Little Big Band.
Okay, yeah.
Sac City Little Big Band.
SAC City, Little. Okay, and then who do we have next weekend?
And next week, after that, we have, we're gonna have a piano bar. I'm really excited about the piano bar. I mean, I'm excited about all of it, but we're gonna have a piano bar with James Michael Day, and he's gonna do like a kind of old school piano bar. So we can all sit around and we can request songs, and if we want to, we can even sing along. The more wine we drink, the more we will sing. So I'm excited about that too. But this weekend on Saturday, we have Sac City Little Big Band. Yeah. Dad?
Yes.
I have one more question for you. Oh,
Yes.
wait, hold on. Okay. My question is, so when you make the rosé and the sparkling rosé, do you make the same wine for both, and then you separate them and then you add Sauvignon Blanc to the sparkling rosé, or do you actually make them completely differently?
I make them different. I make them different. Stylistically, they're similar. That is, I use the same wines, the same rosé components. The the rosé wine has 4 or 5 different components, and so does the sparkling rosé. So this is the style, to make the components separately and then to put it together in a proportion that will give you a good balance, a good profile.
Mhm.
And so there was somebody on the screen that he said he asked us if he comes from Washington, from I think the state of Washington, would we share a glass of wine with him? I think he said. Maybe he can put it on the screen again. Okay. Okay. From Zoom user to all panelists. I enjoyed the webinar. Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, he says, so if I come from Washington State to the tasting room, do we get to share a glass or two with y'all? Looks like it would be fun and educational. Of course, you
Yeah,
should
you
come.
come from the state of Washington, and I'm gonna, if I'm around, I'm gonna have a toast with you, and I'm gonna have. I can't promise that I'll have a whole glass of wine because I'm working. I can have a sip of wine with you.
Yeah. Well, and if you're around, you're always around, Dad. Where else would you be?
Most of the
Oh,
time.
Zoom. Okay, wait. I just want to ask you. So Zoom user who just said I enjoyed the webinar. What's your name? Because if you want to participate in the raffle, I need your name because we're gonna have a raffle in a second. So please let me know what it is. The Zoom user who said I enjoyed the webinar. Please let us know. All right. So are you guys ready?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Of course. And now, okay, what are we raffling?
Oh, it's Frank. All right, Frank. Thank you.
Wow, Frank is here. Hey, Frank, buddy.
All right.
He's the guy that I went to school with, Frank. Did you know that, Sivan?
No.
Yeah, I went to
What
school
school?
with him, the University of Illinois. How many years ago? What do you think?
Um, I don't know.
We were there 60 years ago.
Wow.
60 years
That's
passed.
amazing. You guys,
Amazing, isn't
how
it?
did you figure that out?
What do you mean?
Did you know each other back then?
Well, we went to we took classes together.
Really?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Incredible, huh?
So Frank,
Now he lives in Minnesota now.
wait, so is Frank also a flavor chemist?
He's a microbiologist. He was the chairman of the food science department at the University of Minnesota.
Wow.
Imagine, he's a very accomplished man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so cool. I like that. All right, so I'm gonna share the screen with everybody now. So here we go.
Ah, okay.
So sorry about the mess, guys, up and down here. I'm doing a lot of stuff all at the same time, so don't judge me. But so I want to make sure that everybody has their name up here.
Okay, now what are we giving them?
Yeah, let's decide that. While we're deciding that, can you guys all see? Like, I want y'all to look and make sure your name's here. If your name isn't here, then send me a message right now and let me know. Dad, what are we gonna raffle off?
I think that, I don't know. What do you say? You suggest.
Well, I think we should definitely. Okay, I mean it's a no-brainer. I say we give away a bottle of, or we raffle off a bottle of the bubbly, and we raffle
Bubbly?
off.
Man, this is the most expensive wine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's a celebratory wine, so I think it's very appropriate.
Definitely.
Okay, all right, let's go for it.
Oh, well, and then I was thinking we could raffle off another one too after that.
You mean this is for last week?
Yeah.
Okay, now, okay, this time around is for the bubbly rosé.
Yes. Okay. This time
Okay.
around is for the bubbly rosé. Okay.
Okay, why don't you spin it, for God's sake? Ah, now we're talking. Ah,
Woo. Diane and Jack.
Diane and Jack Haley. I can't
Good.
believe it.
Guys.
Okay.
All right, Diane
Now I
and
want to
Jack.
ask you. Now you want to run another raffle, right?
Yes.
Okay. What will it be?
Well, so Diane and Jack, you guys just won a bottle of the bubbly rosé. Good
Bubbly
job.
rosé. Okay.
Good job.
Okay. What will the second bottle be? Also a bubbly rosé, or you want to put a different wine?
I think we should do the summer breeze.
Okay, I agree with you. Okay, now what happens? What happens if okay, who won the first one?
Well, Jack and Diane. So I took them off the list.
Oh, you took them all. Okay,
Once
all
you
right.
win,
It's
you know.
only fair, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But
all
let
right.
me I need to write this down so that I don't forget. All right, are you guys ready? Here we go for a bottle of the summer breeze. Jonathan Ross. Woo! Jonathan Ross
Jonathan Ross. I
from
thought it was
Washington.
Jennifer
Wait,
and
Jonathan
Neil.
is from Washington,
Oh, okay, okay.
right?
Okay,
Jonathan?
I see the arrow now. Okay. Oh,
Oh,
he's the guy from Washington.
wait, I didn't mean to do that. It just it did it by
What?
itself.
Oh my God. What are you doing?
It just happened.
Ah! So what did you do? Now
Jennifer
it's
and
Jennifer and
Neil.
Neil.
Okay, now I have to stop. Okay, so Jennifer and Neil, you guys just won a bottle of wine too because my hand just clicked on it.
Okay, so now we lost now 3 bottles of wine.
Yes. Jennifer and Neil. Wait, okay, so hold on. Jonathan Ross won a bottle of the Summer Breeze. And you know what? I think it's fate because it's Neil's birthday that that he gets a bottle of wine, right? And I think it would only be fitting if we gave them a bottle of the bubbly. Don't you think?
Ooh, okay, I'm getting confused now. Who is
Okay.
getting what?
So Jennifer and Neil
Yes.
just they were I by mistake I pressed
Okay,
the button.
okay, you got to eat your mistakes. Okay.
So Jennifer and Neil won. And so
Yeah.
Neil, since it's Neil's birthday, it's a perfect, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you. Yes. Good
Uh,
job. Um,
Okay.
and Neil and Jennifer, I'm so happy that you guys won. And Neil, happy birthday. And maybe we'll see you guys soon. I'm sure we will. But yeah, so are we done?
Well, what time is it?
It's
It's
6:08.
6:08. We better get done.
Yeah. So
Otherwise,
Jonathan, you have to give me your address. You can private message me, or just tell me your email address and I'll email you. But yeah, if you come from Washington, come and visit us. And then we can definitely share a glass of wine with you. We would love that. But in the meantime, we'll send you a bottle of wine to Washington. And actually, I'm going to be in Washington next month.
again?
Yeah, I'm going back.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, guys.
I think we should send the bottle. And they shouldn't wait for you to come there to deliver it. Huh?
I never offered to deliver it. But I
Okay.
could, yes. All right, Dad. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. And everybody, thank you so much. Oh, by the way, if you haven't tasted the wines yet, if you haven't gotten your kit, we're actually going to keep the kit up for a few more days. So grab the kit. It's on our website, which is cgdre.com/special offers. Go to the special offers and you'll find the wines that we spoke about today in the Winethology kit. All right, everyone. Good night.
See you. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.